Hey, y'all, listen, it's Friday night. It's a little late, okay? But the Diva's still pulling out the train, pulling out the building. So, the few of us are here. We're going to do this. We're going to get into this, okay? So it's Friday night on Trending Topics. Thanks for being here, y'all. Y'all know the routine. Hit the like button, okay? So tonight's title is called Unbelievable. Unbelievable. A kid only 6 years old was left on the school bus, and luckily the parents gave him a phone. He had a phone. Listen, we fight over this phone thing, but I think I'm gonna break down and say that this is the way of the world today. And if your kid is going to school and going to be out of your sight, you need to give them a phone and maybe put some parameters on the phone when they're young. Because if he didn't have this phone, he wouldn't have been able to call his mother. He called his mother and was like, listen, I'm on the bus alone. All the other kids are gone. Nobody's on the bus with me. The bus driver wasn't even on the bus. So he FaceTimed the mother. The mother saw that he was near some field or wherever he was near on the bus, and she called 911. And she's good because all she's looking for is an apology. She said to date, the bus company or the school did not give her an apology. I would be looking for more than an apology, but you know what? I guess she got to start somewhere, and I commend her because she better than me. My 6-year-old, and when are these bus drivers going to learn? Check the bus, look on the bus, make sure everybody's off the bus before you go home. Thank God little man had a phone. Then listen, I know many of y'all going to get on the Kardashians and say a lot about Kim Kardashian, but when she married Kanye West, I don't think she knew what she signed up for. And many of us, sometimes we get into relationships with people, we're not quite sure what we signed up for. We find out later on. Yeah, you know what, Mo? I agree with you. I give in. Yes, we are no longer the Flintstones. We are now the Jetsons. He probably fell asleep. He didn't fall asleep. He never fell asleep. The bus driver skipped his stop. But even if he did fall asleep, but you're supposed to check the bus. How many times have these bus drivers, left somebody on the bus? I think what these bus companies should do is they should have the bus driver, and I'm going to call it a bus monitor, and the bus monitor needs to sit on the back of the bus, and when we're at the last stop, the bus monitor needs to check and say, okay, cool, everybody's been off the bus. One year, my son went to this camp, and they did a count on, count off for the bus. Now, was it pricey? It was pricey, but you know what? It was worth it because they did the count on, count off. They counted, they had the bus driver, and they had an assistant on the bus. 10 kids get on the bus, 10 kids got to get off. We're going to talk about it, though, but like I said, thank God little man had a phone. So, it's a lot of talk about Kim Kardashian and the Kardashians, period. But Kim went through a lot with Kanye. And now we about to get an inside, look as to what they was going through in that family with Kanye. When you're dealing with mental illness, first of all, when you're dealing with an adult, you can't make them do anything. When you're dealing with mental illness, you can't make them take their meds. You can't. You can't force them into rehab. You can't. You can set up an intervention, but at the end of the day, they still got to want to go. So Kanye West in this clip, because he has a documentary coming out, in this clip, he's heard me saying that, you know what, I'd rather die than take my meds. The meds, unfortunately, for some people that are at a certain level, the meds make them feel like a zombie. and they rather just walk around feeling free or what they think is themselves than to walk around feeling like a zombie. I think these doctors and the pharmaceutical companies, they got to find a balance. A man that's not going to take you like where you just totally don't even know who you are yourself, but you calm. And a lot of times with people, when they're on the medications and the medication levels out, they think they fine. So they stop taking their meds. But what happens is the meds is in their system for a little bit, and as soon as the meds leave their system, they're out of control. We're going to talk about it. Prayers out to Kardashians and Kim and her family, because this your baby daddy, and what, they have 4 kids together, and she has to navigate this. And Bianca Censori signed up for this. God bless her. Let me tell you something. I'm looking at the track record because the track record means something. If your ex-wife said you a little cuckoo, I don't need to get with you to figure this out for myself. I'm going to roll with what your ex-wife said if I see some similar traits when I first start talking to you, and I'm going to just roll with you, cuckoo, and I'm going to move on to the next person. But that's the diva. And I wouldn't tell y'all to wholeheartedly listen to the diva, because that's why the diva over here single, but you know what I'm saying. But we're going to talk about it. Then we're going to talk about this deadly, I don't know if I could call it a love story or a horror story. Why can't people just break up with people now? If you no longer want to be with the diva, you have the right to leave. And I'm not going to come out there, pow you, call your new girlfriend, curse her out, you out, and stalk you every day. But if I wake up and I want to leave, don't be stabbing me, pow me, unaliving me. The world is crazy. And I don't understand it. But this man, he unalived the girlfriend. She was in the process of leaving. He told the cops that they was out going to dinner, and some mob people came up with mopeds trying to rob her, and they stabbed her while he was trying to go to the bathroom. He had a whole story. Then he came over to save her. They stabbed him in the arm. Listen, anytime you hear about these stories where some group came in and they stabbed one person to death, and then you only got a little puncture wounds here and there, 9 times out of 10, you're guilty. And that's what they found out. They found out he was guilty, and they locked him up. You could find another person, let her leave. You had to take her life. So now they need to take yours, not literally, but in a sense where you need to sit in that jail for life. But we're going to talk about it, people. I ain't going to hold you up long. I done talked enough. Y'all know what I need in the chat. I need a what? I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. It is Friday Night Trending Topics, and we got stuff to talk about. The title's called Unbelievable. A kid was left on the school bus yet again. How many times have we heard that story? Now we got Kanye West shocking statement saying he will rather die, literally, than take his meds. And then we got this deadly, I should change that to a horror story. She wanted to leave the relationship. I guess he wouldn't want her to leave. You know, there's some people who are literally, they say, if you're not going to be with me, you won't be with nobody. Let me bring the people in the building. Hey, in my opinion. Hey, 48.
Hey, Diva, choo-choo.
Choo-choo. Hey, Katrina.
Hey Diva, hey Panel, hey Chat, choo choo choo.
I guess
Hey,
it's
Diva.
ladies. Hey, I guess it's ladies' night right now. You know what? Let's get into this school bus story. I'm so sick of this school bus situation. How many times have you heard a story like this? This is ridiculous. Let me share screen. The mom want answers, and I want answers too.
A mother on Long Island is asking for a personal apology and some answers. Her 7-year-old son was left on a school bus alone for nearly half an hour. As Carolyn Gussoff reports, the child's emergency cell phone helped locate him.
And he goes, "Ma, I'm on a bus by myself. I don't know where the bus driver and all the kids are gone." I was like, "What?"
Natalie Sellers says her daily after-school call to her son from work prompted panic. The bus driver drove past the regular stop where the babysitter waited, and her son was alone at the end of the route.
He put the phone on video. Thank God he knows how to do that because me and his dad trained him. All I saw was the baseball field, and I started to freak out. I blacked out. I started crying. And I called 911 right away.
Staff at the child's Uniondale Elementary School suggested the bus driver may have gone home. And that's where Sellers found the bus and inside her son.
I don't get it. It's not like my son didn't fall asleep or laying down or anything. He's sitting up.
In the months since the June incident, she says she's gotten no apology from the bus company or the driver. His only explanation, he had to use the bathroom.
But how long it takes you to use the bathroom? You don't have no compassion. You left the kid on the bus. How many times have you done this?
Guardian, the bus company, told us, "We sincerely apologize. We have a zero tolerance policy for a child left behind. It shouldn't happen." The driver was terminated immediately following the incident. Sellers says she's asked for but has not yet been provided dash cam video of the incident. New York law requires school bus drivers to physically check the bus at the end of every route, and all buses must have a child check reminder system. Her son, she says, will no longer get on a bus.
It is totally heartbreaking.
The bus company told me the driver, who was not new to the job, failed to do the required end-of-run check. In Uniondale, Long Island, Carolyn Gussoff, CBS News, New York.
And the Uniondale School District said the driver was removed from all future district bus routes.
Yeah, after my child was traumatized. Get out of here. Hold on one second, y'all. He forgot that kid on the bus. So they saying 7, I guess 7, 6, either way is horrific. 6-year-old left on bus alone after school, mom says. He called and showed her empty seats before she dialed 911. He goes, "Mom, I'm on the bus by myself, and the bus driver and all the kids are gone," the mother of Michael Sellers recalled. A Long Island, New York mother said her son was left alone on a school bus for nearly half an hour after he wasn't dropped off at his home and ended up at the end of the route. He was left alone for almost 30 minutes, Natalie Sellers of Uniondale told Newsday of what happened to her child, Michael, who was 6 years old at the time of the alleged incident. What if something had happened to him? What if he had gotten off the bus by himself? Sellers says Michael, who's now 7, was left on the bus this past June, the day before his birthday. Newsday and CBS affiliate WCBS reported. According to Sellers, the then first grader and several other students boarded the bus operated by Guardian Bus Company. Michael was supposed to be dropped off at the bus stop on Green Grove Avenue, where his babysitter was waiting. But the driver apparently skipped the intended bus stop and dropped off the other children at the next stop. When Michael stayed on the bus since he was unfamiliar with his surroundings, Sellers told Newsday, she called her son on his emergency cell phone when he didn't show up at home. He goes, "Mom, I'm on the bus by myself, and the bus driver and all the kids are gone." I said, "What?" Sellers told the news. He put his video on and said, "Look, mommy, thank God he knows how to do that because me and his dad trained him." She later said, "All I see is a baseball field and I started to freak out. I blacked out. I started crying and I called 911 right away." School officials located the driver's home address where Sellers later found Michael on a bus. She said she didn't understand why he was left on the vehicle since he had not fallen asleep or laid down and had been sitting up during the ride. Sellers also told the news that she hasn't received a personal apology from the bus driver or guardian, and that she asked for but was not yet seen surveillance footage from the bus dash cam taken the day of the incident. People reached out to Guardian Bus Company on Thursday, September 18th for a comment. In a statement shared with Newsday and WCBS, the company, which is based in Oceanside, said, "We sincerely apologize. We have zero tolerance policy for a child left behind. It shouldn't happen." The company also said that the driver has been fired. In a statement shared with People on Thursday, Uniondale School District Superintendent Dr. Monique Darisol Akil wrote, "The safety and well-being of students is paramount to the Uniondale School District in compliance with policy, laws, and guidelines. The district cannot discuss the particulars of this case." Monique continued, "However, we can say is that this district took immediate action to ensure the bus driver in question was removed from all future Uniondale School District bus routes. Additionally, all district protocols and procedures were followed in terms of responding to the child and the mother's and the family's concerns and needs to subsequent to the incident. As a result of the incident, Michael, who has asthma and didn't have his inhaler with him at the time, has refused to go on a school bus and is in therapy, Sellers told New Day. They about to sue. At night, he comes into my bedroom and wants to sleep with me, which he stopped doing since he was 3, she said. And when he sees a bus, he goes, "Mommy, I don't want to go on that bus." He's too scared to get back on the bus. He's worried they'll leave him again. She about to sue. In my opinion, your thoughts?
So first of all, it took them 3 months to give her an apology.
Child.
Child, y'all ain't worth nothing. Okay, let me tell you something. First of all, she needs to sue. Okay, because it gave her child PTSD. Okay, at 6 years old, 7 years old, he has PTSD. He see the bus and he's scared. He can't even go to sleep at night. He's sleeping with his mama again. And the bus driver's excuse is he had to go to the restroom. Child, that is not an excuse to take a child home with you. I don't know where they find these rinky-dink people at, but we got to be careful who we have our kids around. Bus drivers included.
Thank you, in my opinion. Julius, your thoughts?
Why didn't the bus driver walk to the back of the bus and ring the bell? Where I'm at, first student, they have to walk to the back of the bus and ring the bell as like a safety thing and whatnot before they even exit.
Mm.
And if the bus driver can't do it, the monitor does it. And so if I was that mama, yeah, I hope her lawyer's a pit bull. And that person does not need to be working in any public school transportation service, nothing. Because this is just like the lady who was under the influence of alcohol. It's like, oh, let's just play a song, yada, yada, yada. I've had bus drivers in my family, and I know friends who are bus drivers. And they say we have to like search the bus to make sure everything is good before they even leave the lot. So yeah, hmm late laziness to me, and I hope that parent wins.
Thank you. Katrina, your thoughts?
Yeah. My thoughts is when the bus passed by the lady house, the babysitter didn't call the mama or say anything. The little boy had to call his mom
Well,
because the
that's
first call should have
problematic,
came from the babysitter. Say it
right?
again. That's what I was thinking. Like, why the babysitter didn't say anything when the bus passed by? And I guess things have changed since I went to school because our bus driver was employed by the school district and they work for the school. But they saying this is a company where either way, they used to walk the bus to make sure there was no child left on there. And then for you to pass by his stop and to go use the bathroom and you didn't see him on the bus, this is, I mean, yeah, she should sue. I'm not a suing type of person, but yeah, if you traumatize my child that he's scared to get on the bus, he's scared to be left alone because he's probably having like flashes of neglect or what anything like that. not from the mom, but from the bus driver. And he's having spells thinking that people are just gonna leave him alone. He in his room, he thinks somebody gonna leave him alone. So he's making sure that he keep his eyes on everybody. But as I said before, these people they're ridiculous. They don't, it's because it's not their child, so they're not even looking at the point where this child is got trauma going on simply because it's something that you did. And I'm still trying to figure out why the babysitter didn't call. And I'm not saying she didn't, but I'm just saying I'm trying to figure out why the babysitter didn't call the mama knowing the bus and passed by. I'm quite sure you had to see the bus pass by if you sitting out there waiting at the stop. So I mean, yeah, the mom need to sue and hope the little baby be better. That's all I got.
Yeah, I agree with you, Katrina. 48, your thoughts?
Diva, can you pass me on this one?
Absolutely. So yeah, guys, it's just sad. We keep having these bus situations, and I really think the law should be two people have to be on that bus, the bus driver and the monitor. And the monitor needs to sit in the back. And when we get to the last stop, they both need to check that bus, sign something off, take a picture. You know how now when you get deliveries, because so many people was lying and saying they didn't get their stuff, and they take a picture now when they drop your box off, take a picture of that empty school bus. And it should have to be uploaded into some program to say, we're done with our route and all the kids are off the bus. Enough is enough already. But yeah, they stay soon when she said he going to therapy, all kind of stuff. Get your money, girlfriend. Get your money. Now, let me go ahead and roll into the next story. Let's do this Kanye West story. This is crazy and it's sad. So Kanye West doc, it's a documentary being done about him. Explosive clashes with Kris Jenner and SNL's Michael Shee. I guess that is. Let's just take a look here. I had it queued.
I would rather be dead, not in jail, because I'd rather be dead than to be on medication. No one from the family has taken any responsibility for my hospital visit, but if we were to go on mine, that's 50% of what people say at least. Or maybe, am I lying?
It doesn't matter.
Am I lying? It do matter! It does matter! It does matter!
I mean, morally, you just said,
I have to finish the sentence.
It does matter!
It matters to us and you. It doesn't matter what the internet says. It matters what we think. Yay.
So what do you think? Did you have an effect on my mental health?
Yes. Yes. I'm saying yes. And I love you. I love you. I don't want you to be not perfect. I love you. And I want my daughter to love you the way you want her to love you.
Oh, this is crazy and sad. And that's the part we get to see. Kanye West, in Whose Name, third-person documentary is in theaters today and is giving viewers a glimpse into how volcanic his last few years have been, including how things got bad between him and his ex-mother-in-law, Kris Jenner. In one clip obtained by TMZ, Ye is filmed crashing out on Kris in an explosive shouting match over the megastar rapper's public perception, where he was hospitalized back in 2016. Kris told Ye it didn't matter what the internet peanut gallery thought, prompting a temper tantrum from him on the spot, repeatedly screaming. Then he got into it with somebody from SNL. We'll take a look.
we treat everybody that come in like family, and you gonna sell us out? Like, that's up, man. We look up to you. We love you. Wow. What you got against us?
I mean, I do have some things against SNL.
That's cool, but I mean, airing it out like that without letting us be able to reply is kind of foul. You wait till the last song, and then say that foul to us, and we brought you in here for.
Let's talk about the way you like.
But I'm not cool.
I get it.
Yo, you're a hero to us, man. We love you. Like, seriously, we love you, man. It's like that's wrong to do to us, man.
We can start on.
Yeah, let's just reconvene in a second. Yeah, all right.
Can you not do that, please? Can you not record that? It'd be helpful for us. Thank you.
just sad. He's crashing out, and as an adult, there's nothing you can do about it to help him. And we also see it with his current wife, Bianca. In my opinion, your thoughts?
Um, they need to take him to a mental health facility and tell them he doesn't have the mental capacity to be on the streets. And
Mm.
we feel for his life. And then they will take him. I don't think this boy can pass a mental competency test. He's been off of those meds tweaking out for so long. I know all those meds is out of his system. The sad part about it is he was diagnosed with bipolar. And we all know that bipolar has the currency for aggressive behavior. So before he does something to hurt himself or someone else, they need to take him to a facility and have him put in because that boy needs help, and that's the cry for help. Um, the clip of S&M on SNL, he got at the end and told the whole crowd that they was bullying him backstage.
Mm.
It's sad to see him tweaking out like this. And even though I'm not a big fan of Chris, I feel like she was trying to get him help. She was saying anything she could to get him to reason that he needs to be a better person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like Kim said she tried a few times. I just don't think she tried hard enough. Take him to a facility and tell them this boy ain't got the mental capacity to be around in the streets. Because here's the thing. He has custody with her kids too. So if he have her kids and do something to them, you ain't got nobody to blame but yourself.
Yeah, but it's so hard to fight the courts, and it's not that easy. It's hard. I feel for the whole situation all around. Katrina, your thoughts?
Yeah, Diva. My thing is, I wouldn't even want nobody to show this. I would not want no documentary showing that I was out here going crazy and letting people see that. 'Cause we already seen this. This is like a replay, and I mean, we do care, but we really, really don't care. We know how you've been tweaking out. We know what you've been doing. We know you got this woman walking around naked, and you fully clothed, but she naked. And I mean, like, what more do we need to see? We seen basically everything that he was doing. Why would he even want to put this documentary out without even getting help? Now, just like what was his name? What's the guy name? Oh God, I can't think of his name, girl. Charlie Sheen. Okay, he put his thing out like winning and all that stuff, Tiger Blood. But when we seen the other night, we know everything that he went through, but he did say that he's sober. So that's a difference. Kanye ain't came out and said nothing about being sober, ain't came out saying nothing about he using the medication. He's out here putting this documentary out that really people don't want to see because basically they're gonna be laughing at you because they're gonna think you more crazier than what you are. So my thing is, I would have never even put this out unless I was in the process of getting some help and showing this is where I came, this is what happened to me, but this is where I am now. I mean, it's the same thing. You put another documentary and you still in that same spot. So what the point? What's the purpose? I mean, I can see if you in rehab, like in my opinion, I can see if you ain't got help and you living your life differently. But you putting out this stuff and there's no change. But good luck to them, and we'll see how it goes from there. That's all I got, Diva.
I don't think he's putting it out. I think somebody that owns the footage is putting it out.
And that's sad on its own.
Well, listen, the people gonna do what they got to do to make their money.
Exactly. I get you.
48, your thoughts?
Hey Diva panel chat. Um, I do think something is wrong with Kanye, but I don't think like it's really that bad. I think the way that Kanye delivers is crazy, but I don't think like he's just totally lost where someone needs to go and like commit him. That's just in my opinion. I've like medication, I can understand not wanting to be on it and feeling like, yeah, the medication may have helped, but you may have felt like you were better off of it. I think that he probably need more counseling than medication, but like everybody is saying, he's a grown man. They can't really make him, but I don't see as much bad as like everyone else is seeing. I hope he gets help if he needs the help, but I just don't think it's as bad as like people saying that someone needs to commit him into a hospital or something like that, in my opinion.
Yeah, thank you for your opinion. I think, I honestly though, 40, I think is bad. I think he's out of control. And I think he needs his meds. But like I said, a lot of people they feel really bad on those meds, and they don't realize how different they are without them. But you heard him say that he would die before, he'd rather be dead than to take those meds. But the sad part about it is he's taking street substances now, which is even worse. They said he was addicted to that laughing gas, the ketamine. Um, I don't think he's well. Um, and it's sad because he has kids. And even if he didn't have kids, if it was just himself, it's just sad to watch. I think he's crashing and burning right before our eyes. I think Britney Spears is crashing and burning right before our eyes. And I think usually at this point, those situations just don't end well. Julius, your thoughts?
I do think Kanye needs help. He was the one, you know, I was a youngin' in the early thousands talking about the gold diggers because she ain't messing with no broke busters. He needs help. And I gotta say, even though I don't like the Kardashian family, I don't like Kim. But she loved that man. She loved him. And just that clip alone, Chris loved him too as her own son. He I think he needs like some kind of therapist or something. Because like that whole debacle overseas with him and Bianca doing the do out in the open, who would do that? And you're told not to do that type of stuff. We reported on it here on the channel. He needs, honestly, I'm gonna say it, he needs long-term view grief counseling. I truly do believe he's hurting so bad from his mom's loss. He needs all the therapy that can try to just help him.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, if Connie doesn't get proper help, there may be a tragic ending. Sad but true. Mo, I'm agreeing with you. Yeah.
Didi, know
Yes.
that I didn't know all of that stuff. I was just going off of the video, like what you seen. I didn't know that he was doing a lot of this stuff that a couple of people referred to.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been bad. It's been bad and it's sad. I just hope he gets the help that he needs before, like someone put in the chat, is before it's too late. I think Mo said it, before the ending is tragic. Because he's really on a crash and burn mode. And I felt like the end of the guy from SNL that was talking to him, I felt like he felt bad, like it was a moment of like, okay, oh my God, this is what I'm doing. I think people, when they're in that situation, they go in and out. They have their good days, they have their bad days. But the core of them is in there somewhere. And I think the way that the guy from SNL talked to him, the core of him was in there because it looked like he was sad on the elevator. And they was pretty much like, we the ones that brought you here, bro. And
he
then,
was taking it in.
yeah, he was taking it in. And he was like, and you gonna talk about us like that? So yeah, it's just it's you know what, I think it's sad to see, no matter the artist. For me, it's sad to see people crash and burn. Who wants to see a train wreck? We report it over here because we do trending topics, but at the end of the day, who wants to see a train wreck? Who wants to see people lose? I most certainly don't. Just like, listen, and let me be very clear. This David, this singer, I don't know what happened to him. Music was dark. He actually had, and the more stuff that come out about him, everything is just dark, right? Just darkness around him. He had merchandise that was blood on. Well, it wasn't physical blood, but it was like blood splattered shirts, and people was actually buying them. A dark soul, it seems like. And this guy's only 20, and I feel, of course, for this girl that is no longer alive, but I'm thinking to myself, what happened to him? How did you get there? How did you get that dark? So, and unfortunately, and I could be wrong, but I'm leaning towards that he did something to this girl. And it's just very sad. And
He probably sacrificed her.
And the more stuff that comes out about him, is just dark. And I'm like, where did the darkness come from? Just sad. You know, sometimes people play around with stuff, and it ends up impacting them in a very bad way. Let me roll into, because my video seemed to play better with my camera off. I'm gonna roll into the next story. Hold on one second. I'm gonna share screen.
News, police have just led out of a police precinct in the Bronx a man who they say murdered his girlfriend, but pretended both of them were stabbed by men on a moped. This is 44-year-old Franklin Batalis. He showed up at an ER with his girlfriend, 30-year-old Antonella Contreras Linares. This was Wednesday night, claiming that both had been attacked on City Island. Linares died of her wounds. Batalis had a cut on his forearm. The victim was a nurse at Mount Sinai Morningside. Cops say the couple was in the process of breaking up.
Can you just let me leave? Unbelievable. Let me share screen again. So boyfriend who claimed moped riding duo stabbed girlfriend to death on New York City road is charged with murder. A Bronx man was charged Friday in the murder of his girlfriend after he initially cast blame on a moped riding duo who he claimed stabbed his gal pal while he relieved himself on the side of the road, cops and sources said. Franklin Batalis was arrested at 1 p.m. and charged with murder, 2 counts of assault and criminal possession of a weapon in connection to Wednesday's night murder of Antonia Contreras Linares on City Island, police confirmed. Police believe that Franklin stabbed her repeatedly, but do not have a motive. The couple appeared to be deeply in love and show no signs of what would become their violent end, family and neighbors told the Post. Hold on one second, guys. He was to us a brother-in-law well loved. This was an emotional shock. I don't know what to feel, her grieving sister said. She also said that the family was planning the funeral arrangements. My sister was a marvelous person. She loved everybody. She was my little girl, Contreras said in Spanish. She loved to travel to the Dominican Republic and wherever she was able to go. That's the boyfriend that stabbed her. Of course, her life was cut short. When asked about what should be done about Batalis, Contreras said, let the law decide to keep him for all the time that the law permits. Vitalis initially claimed that he and Linares were on their way to dinner around 8:10 p.m. when the couple pulled over just outside Rodman's neck, allegedly because the man had to urinate, law enforcement said. That's dumb. He claimed two men pulled up on moped while he was doing his business, tried to rob her, and stabbed her multiple times when she resisted before they fled. He said he then rushed back to the car and tried to stop the thugs, only to be slashed while trying to play hero, sources said. Linares, who was stabbed multiple times all over her body, was rushed to Montefiore New Rochelle Hospital, where she succumbed to her injuries, police said. Vitalis, who had a stab wound on his right forearm, was taken to the same hospital in stable condition before he was ultimately connected to the crime, police said. Sources said the couple were together for 3 years, but a Facebook account for the alleged killer lists him as single. A small memorial was set up outside of Linares' Longwood apartment building Friday, complete with red and white roses and candles of the same colors. Contreras Linares had worked as a registered nurse at Mount Sinai and Morningside Hospital. The Mount Sinai Health System community is mourning the loss of one of our own, a hospital spokesperson said Thursday. We wish to convey our heartfelt condolences to family, friends, and colleagues, and ask that you keep them in our thoughts. The couple had lived together at an apartment at Bathgate Avenue for about a year before they moved out 8 months ago. At the time, they appeared to be a normal couple who were friendly with their neighbors. They were always singing and dancing in an apartment, said Angela Marcelino, adding that the music they listened to was romantic. There was, however, about a month-long span when Linares left the home, taking her small dog Bella with her. Sometimes I see Antonio a little quiet and sad. I never asked her anything, Marcelino continued. I don't believe he did it, but if I'm wrong, God forgive me. I'm hoping that he didn't do it. He didn't look like an aggressive person. Marcelino's son, who asked not to be named, added, when I heard what happened, I said, no way. I don't believe he did it. They looked like a nice couple. Well, looks are deceiving. In my opinion, your thoughts?
Well, I'm pretty sure Menendez brothers didn't look like they would do the things that they did neither. But
Mm.
look where we at. Um, I don't I really think this is crazy because let me go. Okay? Let me go. Go find out who's for you. Okay? If I'm leaving you, you have no reason to come after me. It's hurtful to see that there are so many young women losing their lives over senseless stuff. I hate it. I hate to see it for. So I'm gonna tell everybody out there if you single, if you see a red flag, let it go early. Don't keep going down that rabbit hole and getting these men feelings all tied up because these some crazy men out here. I'm praying for all y'all that's still single and dating.
Thank you, in my opinion. Katrina, your thoughts?
I just stay single, girl. That was a stupid story anyway. Simply because the reason is, if a robber is there and they trying to rob you, they're not gonna do that many uh stab wounds. You get what I'm saying? They're gonna stick it and go and whatsoever. And then you come out and you only get hit in your forearm and they know you saw them. This is crazy. And as y'all said, don't stick around in a relationship because you can tell. Well, you already, I think you already knew that he probably had some violent tendencies. If she left and then took the dog, so she wanted to be out of there because she wanted to be out there. She wanted to took the dog. She took the dog, and she probably knew that he had some violent tendencies. But for me, if a woman is getting ready to leave a man and they know how this man is, I wouldn't even tell them. When he come home, my stuff will be gone. He probably try to find me some other kind of way, but I won't even tell him because if they that into you or if they feel like they can't control you, then they're gonna try to take you out. As you say, if I can't have you, nobody can have you. But that's okay, because he gonna have plenty of girlfriends from where he's going. That's all I got, Diva.
Thank you. Savannah, your thoughts?
Hey Diva, hey panel, hey chat. Happy Friday, first of all. I'm so glad it's Friday. It's been a long week. Uh, these stories are becoming more and more frequent, and I don't know what is going on in our society where men cannot deal with rejection. They are full of anger and rage. And then women, our self esteem is very low. We don't reach out for help when it's needed. And we ignore red flags and warning signs thinking we can change a person. It's unfortunate that this young lady lost her life. And I don't know why people who tend to act down in violence, they do not believe that with the technology that we have nowadays, and especially in law enforcement, that they're not going to be able to quickly solve what you did and kind of break your story down into pieces and see that these puzzle pieces don't fit, because the story seemed very wonky to me to begin with as you were reading it. So I'm pretty sure that law enforcement also saw holes in this guy's story. It's unfortunate. I didn't hear they had children or not, so I'm hoping that they didn't, so no children are left to suffer without both parents, like in the other young lady story. But we need to start not ignoring our gut instinct and know if it smells like a duck, quacks like a duck, it is a duck, and it's time to walk away.
Yeah, it's time to walk away. She was, they said she was in the process of walking away, and unfortunately, look what he did to her. I don't know the answer to these things, but you know what? I will say this. I'll take that back. I will say this, that once you leave, even if you got to leave stuff behind, because you can buy more stuff, but you can't get your life back, right? So once you decide to leave and you see maybe this person is something's amiss or something's off, I would say leave. And if you gotta leave all your stuff behind, and I know you may love the dog, but if you don't, I wouldn't even go back for the dog. I wouldn't go back, because this person is on a whole nother level, and he stabbed her multiple times. So he wanted to make sure she was gone. So I just say to everybody out there, once you decide you're going to leave, just leave and don't look back. Even if you got to start from scratch with nothing, at least you still have your breath in your life. He's horrible. Took her away from her family and friends. And for what? And they didn't have kids, from everything I read, Savannah. Julius, your thoughts?
Evil spirit. I will say this. Let me go.
Mm-hmm.
Let me have my good cry. Let me like have my good cry and talk to the Lord and ask God, why am I going through this, right? And I'm about to shake the train with this one. Even if you are cheating on me, let me go. Because I will heal and I will move forward. But to unalive this woman because you outright refuse to let her go because you want to have control. Now she's no longer here. She's no longer to tell her family members that she loves them. And Diva, I'm assuming she has children as well.
Not that I saw.
Okay, so no children. Praise the Lord. But now her mother is brokenhearted for having to bury her child because of this evil, demonic man. The enemy and his minions have been running rampant.
Mm.
And this is just another story of the enemy's many million minions running rampant. I don't say that. I've experienced it in my own time, so trust me, I know. I will say this. I hope that young lady, that beautiful young lady, is resting in peace. And that God lets her family know she is safe and sound. And her spirit is safe.
Yeah, listen, it's sad. Just unbelievable story. Kid left on the school bus. We already know where that route that mother's going, and we not mad at her. Okay, she's gonna sue, and rightfully so. Kanye West, I think, is tragic and it's very sad. Tragic and sad. There's many people though that they need their meds. They don't feel like themselves on their meds, and they think they're okay when they're off their meds. Kanye West destroyed a big legacy of his. There was a time period he really was like on his way up. He's even being sued for that school that he ran that was a whole train wreck. And I don't even know how parents allow their kids to be in that school. And we ourselves, like the world, have to get over this whole celebrity thing. People will do anything in the name of a celebrity. And some of them are off their rocker. And I'm going to say this about that singer David. Like, I know eventually the girl apparently ran away, but as a mother, why was she even allowed to be dating somebody so young that you never laid eyes on? And that's the story they sticking to right now. We don't know what's actually going to happen when more details of this story comes out. But I mean, I've seen people lose their mind over a celebrity. And my thing is, of course, there's people I follow, there's people I love, but I'm not about to lose my natural mind over them. No, I'm not. And even when it comes to buying tickets, I got a limit on how much I'm going to spend. I'm not about to spend $500, $600, $1,000, and I'm all the way in the back in the nosebleed section. I'll take a pass on that. And then this last story with the lady being unalive, I'm glad that they caught him. I'm glad that they found out his story was full of crap. But it's just so sad that she is gone just because she wanted to end this relationship. And they said also, too, that his social media said single. I think more than anything, he probably was just always cheating on her. And she finally had enough. Your social media is saying single, and yet you've been in a relationship. Messy. Listen, guys, y'all know the routine. If y'all didn't hit that like button on the way in, do the Diva a favor. Hit it on the way out. I appreciate y'all spending some time with me on Friday night. Good night and goodbye, everybody. Choo, choo.
Choo, choo, choo.